yeah.
It was we're coming down off that high today, so it was good. It was a good
Yeah.
night in Kansas City. So,
Yeah.
um, well, hey man, it's great to meet you. You've got a fascinating story, so I'm looking forward to getting into it. And
Okay.
to begin that process, I want to ask you, I know we're getting tired of talking about COVID, but it was such a big event 4 years ago. How did
Yeah.
you survive that time period, and how did it change the way that you live your life now?
Well, really, well, the COVID thing, it really messed up a lot because, at the time I was a broker in New York, and I had 90 agents. So we had to shut down everything. We had to just close down, shut the whole thing down, and probably like 3 or 4 weeks after I shut everything down, that's when I had a stroke.
Wow.
And when I was in the hospital, they had I guess they called it the COVID wing, and it didn't. So they had me. They had the I guess we call it the sick people in a whole different part of the hospital because the COVID wing was shut down, and so it made things a little bit difficult because then everybody was wearing masks.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see their face, so you didn't know who was coming in. But it was pretty detrimental, because you didn't know who was coming in. All you know they was coming in and giving you care, and that was a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but so how did the way it changed my life is like I think now out here and in Arizona nobody's wearing masks that much. So it was pretty cool. But every now and then you see somebody still wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
reminds you of what it was like back in 2020.
True.
But I don't think anybody want to go back to that.
No. No. So let's get into what you do right now. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at career day, and one of the kids is curious and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
Well, I'm a real estate broker, and day to day, I just do real estate.
So now you're a writer. Now you're an author.
And now I'm an author, and that was so that was the day to day. So I don't say I was writing every day, but every other day, a couple, 3 or 4 times a week, I would get out and start writing. And as things came to me and as I remember things, I would just write it down and just the I guess the old writing bug had to hit you, at
Yeah.
some point. And so I just started writing and I just started remembering, all the things I went through. Like the day I had my stroke, I didn't realize I was having a stroke, because so you go back to the COVID. I got up at like 8:30 that morning and I turned the TV on so I could see what was going on, you know, around New York. And the so I turned TV on and went back right to walk back into my bedroom. And so I came out and right where so I walked out of the living room, walked to the kitchen, and so I was getting ready to make a left into the bedroom. And there's a little bit of like about 4 inches, 4 inch box. It was right sort of in the not in the middle, but like off to the side. And I tripped over that box 4 inches, and I was like, man, why am I tripping over this box? 4 inches, that's not that high at all. And I I fell down. I tried to get up, couldn't get up. My left side was weak. My whole left side, my arm, my legs, my feet, nothing. I couldn't do anything. I kept trying to get up, and I couldn't get up. And I was wondering if I was having a stroke. I didn't know I was having a stroke at the time. I just said, man, is this a stroke? Am I having a stroke? And just kept trying to get up, and I grabbed the door handle, tried to pull myself up, and I couldn't do it. And so I just laid there for a while, and I kept praying. I said, Lord, please help me get up, help me get up. And so I lay there. I lay there, and this was, like I said, this was Sunday morning,
Yeah.
8 o'clock. So I laid there from Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning. Monday,
Wow.
just laid there. I couldn't do anything. And I didn't even wasn't sure I was having a stroke. I didn't know what was going on. I was just like my body was just weakening. Just I couldn't do anything with my body. It was like somebody had invaded my body and it taken over, just my reflexes and everything. I couldn't do anything. So I just laid there. And I mean, I watched it, how you have the TV on, it's on all the time. It just goes blank. It don't go off, but it just it just sort of wanders off or something, because it's just TV on it, and it was on. I think I had it on CNN, and it just went off, and you could see it flicker, like flickered on like throughout the night. But there's also a gas station across the street from our house, and they had a big light outside at night, so I knew it was night because that light was flashing and going off. And so I just laid there that night. When I fell asleep, when I woke up, I could see the sun coming up. I could hear the cars bustling. I could run, down the street. And so I saw my door. I guess probably like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I could hear people walking down the hallway, and but I couldn't even get up to open the door, so you know, I couldn't do anything, and it wouldn't work anyway because I couldn't open the door. I couldn't get up to open the door,
Yeah.
and so I just laid there. I said, "Man, Lord, please send somebody." I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was just like, and then your mind started playing tricks on you. So I started thinking about my brother. So I thinking about my grandmother. My grandmother had a stroke. She passed. My brother had a stroke, and he's in a rehab facility, and he's not doing good at all. But I just thought about all that stuff just started coming on my mind. And I started thinking about my past. How I grew up. How the Lord had blessed me to get to New York, and I was running 2 offices. And after all that, I just kept praying and asking the Lord to help me because I didn't know what was going on. And so probably like 6:30 that Monday evening, after I've been there for like, after I've been there laying there for 2 days, one of my friends, Clayton, came by and asked me, knocked on the door, asked me, was I okay? I said, I'm all right, but I need some help. And so he called the paramedics. But first he tried to open the door. He couldn't open the door because I had a latch on the door. And so we went down and called the manager of the apartment complex, and they got the maintenance guy. And I think they came and they cut the latch from outside. To cut the latch, and that's it. Then they came in and took me to the hospital.
Wow. That's crazy. So,
That's the real,
it,
I guess they call it stroke protocol. You're supposed to be in a doctor's or a medical facility within 3 hours after you have the stroke. I lay there for 2 days. Yeah.
so how long was recovery? How long did you get to the point where, things started coming back and you started feeling regular again?
Okay. Well, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Wow.
Then I was in rehab for another 4 weeks.
Wow.
So I'll probably say it took me 7 weeks. Well, and that's to get out of the hospital and get out of rehab. Because I was, man, after I've been in rehab for 4 weeks and being in the hospital for 3.5 weeks, I was tired. I was ready to go home. I was ready to get out of there. It was just too much.
Yeah.
And so I was well enough, they brought me out in a wheelchair. So I was in a wheelchair when they brought me out. But I didn't need it. They brought me out of the hospital in a wheelchair, but I didn't need a wheelchair because I could walk, I could do anything I wanted. But uh, when they took me out of the wheelchair, brought me home in a wheelchair, I I could walk. And so I had rehab nurse to come to my house for about another 3 or 4 weeks. But I was doing pretty good. I was getting stronger and everything. And so about I say about no, I thought I was doing really well. And so and it happened on Labor Day. I got sick again. I had a UTI infection. And when I got to the hospital, they said I had a UTI. They said I had sepsis. So I had sepsis. I had to have a blood transfusion. I was I was in bad shape, man. And matter of fact, it's been my birthday in the hospital. My birthday is September 19th. I spent my birthday in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what have you realized about life after all of this? You look good. Looks like you're back on your feet. Everything's good. What have you realized about being alive on this planet?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't take one day for granted.
Yeah.
I've slowed my pace down. I I uh, I really appreciate every day. Appreciate just going out and just walking in the sun. Appreciate the sunshine. It's hot. I know it's hot, but I appreciate it. I love it. It's great. Every day I can be alive. I'm thankful. And I'm working at my church now. I'm an usher at the church. I also do security at the church. I love it. I mean, I just love serving the church. And just like have a brand new appreciation for life.
Yeah. So, of everything that you've done in your life, what are you the proudest of?
Well, I'm proud I wrote the book. I'm proud I served in the military. I was proud to be a broker, two offices in New York. I was proud to help my agents, help them, grow, help them. But also, I'm proud to be a husband. Proud to be a husband. Proud to be a big brother. I'm proud of all of that.
So, everyone out there has a perception of you, and I know they'll learn more about you in the book, but at the end of the day, family, friends, everybody that gets your book, but ultimately you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a real good question. Well, I think I'm a solid individual. I think I can be trusted. I love the Lord. I try to do what's right. Uh, I'm a good friend. I think if anybody, would say who was Al, they would probably say Al's a good guy. He's a good friend. He's a stand-up guy. He's a he's somebody you would want to be your friend. Something like that. Yeah.
So you're serving as an inspiration. Your story and your book is serving as an inspiration to others. If you can meet somebody alive on the planet right now that's inspirational to you, spend a little time with them, talk to them, be around them, who would that be?
Who would that be? Uh, well, I'm a big sports fan, so but I probably wouldn't even go to a sports figure. It would have to be somebody that's doing something in life. I would probably, I really you know, I would really really like to be an inspiration to my nephews.
Yeah.
I really like to be an inspiration to them. Tell them about life, what life has to offer. And you could be anything you want. You could do anything you want to do. But I think it would be my nephews.
So as a sports fan, are you a Yankees fan?
Yeah, I'm kind of a Yankees fan. I was a New York Giants fan.
Okay.
but I'm really a Atlanta Falcons fan.
Okay, Falcons fan. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, um I was just curious because the Royals are playing the Yankees, and that's been quite an environment up there in New York. So
Yeah.
they're 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 coming to KC this week, so we're looking forward to
Oh,
it.
they
But
coming. Yeah, they come. Yeah.
yeah, so it's gonna be a good series. We're looking for it. And we've been
We
totally
know
in last.
The Mets in the playoffs too.
Man, the Mets are freaking me out. They're freaking me out. I listened to that game the day after regular season against Atlanta, and they totally, when Lindor hit that home run and what they've been doing, they are a dangerous team. I don't care who plays them. I don't care where they're at. This team is doing stuff that I've never seen. And I was a Mets fan. My dad was born in Brooklyn and raised in Long Island. I ran outside after they won that 86 one, threw my glove in the air like Jesse Orosco. So I love those guys. But I'm
Yeah.
just coming from like a sheer fan standpoint. This team's crazy.
Yeah, the Mets are good, man. The Mets are good. Uh,
Yeah.
and they're tough. Because they're playing the Phillies,
Yeah. Who the
and the
Phillies are
Phillies are
good.
pretty.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
really good. But I just figured the Phillies were going to trounce anybody, but they still did that comeback thing. It's crazy. So, and I bet New York is just going to be absolutely unraveled when they play there. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll be honest. What I'm hoping for is a Mets Yankees,
You know what? If
but
if
I don't know.
if it has to turn out that way, and because I'm pulling for Casey, obviously, I would love to see that. Because I think the last time they did it was right after 9/11. I think it was that year.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, and New York always needs good sports healing. Man, the
yeah,
Giants and Jets, that's suffrage.
yes, it is.
Man,
It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, but I
well,
would love to see the Yankees and the Mets
yeah.
in the World Series. Yeah,
Well,
a
I
lot of
will
people
tell.
say that. A lot of people say they don't want to see that because it's so close. But it'd be good for New Yorkers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And it'd be
And
good
that's
for the region. It'd be good for
totally
the
it would
region.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I know Kansas City has a dynasty, but it wasn't until St. Mahomes came in on his magic horse that
Oh
things turned.
man,
We know the dark
that
days.
guy is good, man. That guy. I
Man,
mean, I watched him last night, and the Saints had so many chances to win,
I know.
and man, he's good. I mean, he can run just when he needs to.
Uh-huh.
He hit Kelsey when he needs to, and that guy Worthy, he's good, man. So they got a good team. And they got
Yeah,
the defense. Oh man, that defense was
I
out of
know.
sight last night.
Chris Jones, all those guys, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Karloftis, yeah. So,
yeah.
well, man, if anyone wants to pick up your book, they want to reach out, learn more about you, where's the best place to go?
Well, right now it's Amazon, Books a Million. Yeah, I got a few that I when I do an event, I'll sell some books. But I think in the next few weeks, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in a lot of standalone bookstores. So and that's where you can really get it. But yeah, I got a new publisher. So and it says it'll take about 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll see it at that point. At that point,
Okay, excellent. Alvis, this
yeah.
has been wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your courage. I appreciate it. And best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.